up, you guys? It's James here, and I welcome you to today's video. So in today's video, we are talking about currency pairs. So currencies are always quoted in pairs, such as GBP USD or USD JPY. So just like we said from the fundamentals, we say that you cannot trade. It's what forex is. Forex, foreign exchange. So we are always exchanging one currency for another. So there's no way you'll be able to trade one single currency. So let's get into today's video. So the reason why they are quoted in pair is that in every foreign exchange transaction, you are simultaneously buying one currency and selling another. So always you are simultaneously buying one and selling one. You will be buying the one we think is going to gain more strength, but selling the one we think is going to lose strength. So that's how it always works. Have it in mind. So you would buy the pair if you believe the base currency will appreciate relative to the quote currency. So that's it. We explained this a lot in our previous video. So this is what the first currency is the base currency, the second one is the quote currency. So if you believe that the base currency will appreciate or gain value relative to the quote currency, then you buy. Same way you would sell the pair if you think the base currency will depreciate or lose value relative to the quote currency. So that's all that you are doing. So always forex pairs, there's no way you see just one name. Forex is not like stock. With stocks, you can just trade one single company. But with forex, you are exchanging one currency for another currency. And then currency symbols always have 3 letters. So currency symbols always have 3 letters. So let's get into it. So these things are actually called ISO codes. So ISO codes are people, they are their organization who sit down to code forex pairs. So always every currency has 3. Every currency has 3 letters. The first one is the country's name, and the last one is the name of the currency. So when you are looking at something like the NZD simply is New Zealand, and the last one is the dollar. So that's how they work. Always the first two is the country name. So when you are looking at something like the GBP USD, when you are looking at the GBP, the first one is the Great Britain pound. The US dollar is the United States dollar. When you are looking at JPY is Japanese yen. So when you see those 3 things, it shouldn't confuse you. When you are looking at the GHC is the Ghana cedi. It's always 2, always 3, 2 for the country, and then the last one for the currency. There's only Swiss franc, which is CHF. Swiss franc, I think it's Confederation or something. Yeah. So it's only Swiss franc, which is CHF, which is red. So when you are looking at the forex space, there are 3 major forex spaces that we can talk about. The forex pairs are categorized into 3 things. The first one we have is called the major pairs. So the major pairs, we call them the hot cake because that's what a lot of people trade. And in forex market we have something called transaction cost. We get into it when we are talking about the forex terminologies. But transaction cost is like what your broker charges you or the charge on it. So you tend to see that with the major pairs, the transaction cost is very low. As compared to the other type of forex pairs that we are going to look at. So the major pairs are basically the forex pairs with the US dollar in them. So when you have, it's not all of them, but most of the major pairs have almost all of them have the United States dollar in them. So we'll be looking at some examples very soon. So compared to the crosses and the exotics, the price moves more frequently with the major pairs, which provides more trading opportunities. So because a lot of people trade these major pairs, you see that most of the times when you are trading the major pairs, you'll be getting a whole lot of trading opportunities, as compared to the other markets where people are not really trading it. So there is no massive movement. You don't see the market really moving much, to just be moving sideways and things. Plus there's a massive cost on it. So there are actually a lot of forex pairs. You have about 180 of them, but you don't have to be trading all of them. Just stick to, at most, I always tell my students, at most, the most you should have would be like 4. Don't be trading more than 4 pairs. At most 4. Because with the forex market, you see that a series of things happen on a daily basis. So in the case where you are following more pace, see that you'll not be able to identify those patterns which are occurring in the market. So in forex, less is more. It's not because you are trading more pace that doesn't mean you are going to get more money. You actually end up confusing yourself. Plus, most of the forex pairs are correlated. They are heavily correlated in the sense that when you see GBP USD, most of the times or majority of the time you'll be seeing the euro dollar also increasing. So let's say in the case scenario where you are trading the GBP USD is going up and then the euro dollar is moving down, then you see that you become confused because most of the times they are moving together or they are moving the same direction. So you become confused. So in forex, less is more. So I want you guys, as beginners, to focus on the major pairs. So the major pairs are the currencies the US dollar in them. The next one we can also talk about is the exotics. With the exotics, we can talk about an exotic currency is a currency from a country with a developing or an emerging market. So exotic currency pairs are made up of one major currency paired with currency of an emerging economy, such as Brazil, Mexico, Chile, Turkey, or Hungary. So these are all emerging countries. They are developed countries, but they are not developed like the UK So always you have one major currency and then a developing country. So with that one, we can talk about the Russian ruble. We can talk about the African rand. We can talk about the Mexican peso, Swedish krona. Talk about the Turkish oras, Danish krone, Swedish krone, Norwegian krone. So a lot of currencies we can talk about them, right? So that's it for the exotics. The exotics, they have larger charges because most people do not trade these pairs. Yeah, the last one you can also look at is the minor pairs. The minor pairs. So the minor pairs too, they are from two developing countries. But you don't forget, just focus on the major pairs and the minor pairs. So let's look at some examples. So just like you can see here, these are the four major types of forex pairs. You have the major pairs. So just be looking at this video and look at, select from these pairs whichever one that you want to trade. But I recommend trading major pairs, especially as a beginner, because with the major pairs the movement is smooth, then you are not going to get a lot of troubles. So you have the GBP USD, Euro dollar, the USD JPY, the USD CHF, USD CAD, NZD USD, and then AUD USD. So these are the major pairs that you want to be looking at. So GBP USD basically is the pound, dollar, Euro dollar, and then you have the USD JPY, which is the Japanese yen. This one is Swiss franc. CAD is the Canadian dollar, NZD the New Zealand dollar, and the AUD is Australian dollar. So that's it for the major pairs. The next one we can also look at is the minor pairs. The minor pairs, we have the EUR, GBP, we have the GBP JPY, NZD JPY, GBP CAD. So these are the minor pairs, and the exotic pairs. See, these are very weird pairs. So you don't want to be looking at these ones. This one is the Aussie dollar and Mexican peso. So that's it. The regional pairs are also part of. The regional pairs are all part of the exotic pairs. They are all classified as one. So make sure you make your own research and choose the currency pairs you want to choose. Don't trade more than 4 because you end up becoming confused. The most successful traders that we have in the industry, there's one guy called Jeffrey Benson. Jeffrey Benson actually trades just one pair and is making millions every day, right, in the forex market. So in forex, less is more. So please, let's take note of that. So in order to trade the forex market, the broker is required to participate in the forex market. You cannot trade the forex market without a broker. So the broker serves as a link for you in the forex market. So they allow you to execute your trades. We talk about how to choose brokers, some of the things that you want to look at before you get into a trade, and then I also give you my recommended broker, the brokers that I use. So before choosing a certain forex pair, you have to take into consideration some certain factors before you choose them. So the first one we'll talk about is the time of the day. especially with day trading. So we'll talk about the sessions, but because we have not talked about sessions yet, I'm going to leave this one for now. But you want to look at the time of the day that you are trading, the different sessions. Let's leave that for now. Also want to look at volatility. Talk about volatility when you are doing the forex terms. So have this one, write these things, and when you do them, then you make your decisions based on how we explain it. So volatility is basically like how the currency increases and depreciates. Is it doing it massively or doing it like slow? That's it all about volatility. And the trading volume is the amount of people who are trading those currency pairs. So just like I told you, with the major pairs, a lot of people trade it. I'm going to prove that to you in a second. A lot of people who trade the major pairs. And you can also look at what the transaction cost. The transaction cost, I said, is what the broker charges you. So you want to be trading the market which has a low transaction. So let's look at this. So these are currently the number of positions that the traders worldwide are holding. My FS book is a site where they collect data feed from the different brokers worldwide to know what the majority of traders are doing. So just like you can see from this graph, this bar here, 35.6% of the traders worldwide are holding positions on euro dollar, which is 35.6%. And then we have GBP USD to be 11.4%. Then once again we have USD CHF to be 5.7%. So all these pairs are major pairs. None of them is a minor pair. But on the other side, we also have NZD CAD, we have EUR GBP, which are also minor pairs. AUD USD is also a major pair, and then AUD CAD is a minor pair. But you see that most of them, or most of the positions that the traders worldwide are holding are major pairs. And then there is not even a single minor pair here. So there's not even a single exotic pair here. So you as a beginner, I want you to focus on the major and the minor pairs, more especially the major pairs. Yeah, so that's it. So please, if you did find this class very interesting and valuable, do me a huge favor and recommend it to some of your family, friends, or your course mates. There are guys out there looking for stuff like this to improve their trading, but simply unable to find. So if you like the content that I'm producing, please kindly recommend people to our training community or our training group. Yeah, so thank you and see you in the next video. Stay blessed.
Some people dream success. Don't let your dreams be dreams. You should get to the point where anyone else will quit, and you're not gonna stop there. So just do it. Make your dreams come true. Do it. Nothing is impossible. Do it. Make your dreams come true. Yes, you